Good morning. My mom and I are here at the Bear Lake Trailhead, located inside Rocky Mountain National Park. And today, I am back to try Lake Haiyaha again. Second day in a row. But we're hoping to get a little sunshine today and get some good views of that blue ice up there. That is the goal. Hopefully we don't get screwed by some clouds though later on. Official start time, 8:30 a.m. Kind of a late start. This was a last minute decision to drive up here. And I got from Fort Collins up here to the trailhead in 1 hour and 6 minutes. And there goes the sunshine. There were only like 15 cars in the parking lot when we pulled up. So I'm not thinking that there's going to be anybody up at Lake Haiyaha. And if so, it's going to be like 1 or 2 people. And in 15 minutes, we've made it up here to Nymph Lake. We're actually walking over the water right now, taking it straight across. And this hike is relatively easy. You're basically looking at 3 little uphill sections. We just knocked out the first one. And the second one is here from Nymph Lake up to the Dream Lake area. And then from there, the third uphill part is where we need to wrap it around the east side of Hallett Peak. And none of them are really too bad. So yeah, we're looking good. And we're taking it around the south side of this little rocky outcrop here. Yesterday, Jamie and I went around the north side of it. I'd say the trail conditions are much better than yesterday. This is a cakewalk so far. Nice and easy. And we've made it up here to the overlook. And it's going to be pretty windy up there at the lake. Well, unfortunately, I think we started too late to get the sunny skies up there. Looks like it's going to be all gray and socked in yet again. So we've almost made it up to Dream Lake. And then we're going to hit a left, take it straight up the side here, and over and around the top. And then drop it on down to Lake Haiyaha. And there's no point in trying to race these clouds anymore. I think we missed our little opening of sunlight this morning. Our only hope is that the clouds thin out here in 45 minutes or so, but it doesn't look like it. So for now, we're going to take it over here to Dream Lake, check this out, and then we're going to backtrack and take it on over to Lake Haiyaha. And this is going to be Dream Lake. That big one up to my left is Hallett Peak, and the one off to the right is Flat Top Mountain. This ice up here is as hard as rock. My spikes don't stick into it at all. I might as well be ice skating. We're taking it through the trees and over to Lake Haiyaha. We're coming up here to the ledges, and these are the parts where you don't want to fall off the side. Yeah, but the trail looks much better than yesterday. So much better. And that's the result of 50 people walking back and forth on it. Yeah, this is nice. This is exactly what you want. Yeah, this is pretty stable through here. But I wouldn't want to do this without spikes, that's for sure. All right. We're looking good. We've almost knocked out all the elevation gain here on the way out. We're gonna have a tiny bit on the way back. Yeah, we're knocking this out pretty quick. We're looking good. Fingers crossed that we're gonna get a tiny bit of sun up there. We're almost up there. We got to hit this left turn up here and then take it on up to the little overlook. And then I think the rest of it's downhill. There were some real loud kids that were behind us, and they looked totally unprepared for the hike. And I don't think they made it up that hill. We haven't heard them yelling and screaming here for about 5 minutes, which has been nice. All right, and we've come around the east side of Hallett Peak, and we're dropping it down now. 95% of this over to Lake Haiyaha should be downhill. Oh, we got through that section so much easier than yesterday. Yesterday we were post-holing through there, pretty much making the trail. And look at that out there in the distance. Blue sky, baby. We got the sun right now. Hopefully it lasts another 20 minutes or so. But we're almost out there. We're so close. And we're hiking into Lake Haiyaha via the Chaos Creek route, which bypasses going all the way around the regular trail. And this is going to cut off a little distance too. And that is the break in the clouds that I was hoping for. Heck yes. We're going to time this perfectly. We've just come up and over the final whoop-de-doo, and we're dropping it down to Lake Haiyaha. It's right out there in front of us. It's a little windy up here, but it's really not too bad. It's just now 9:35, so we knocked that out in 1 hour and 5 minutes. That's pretty good. This is beautiful up here. Amazing. And wait until you guys see this blue ice up here. All right, Lake Haiyaha. That took us 1 hour and 5 minutes. Hopefully that blue is coming out. But yeah, there's this really cool spot right over here. We're gonna try and get over here first before the mob of college students in their sweatpants show up. Circling by the big old ice dome right here. That's crazy looking. But this is probably the coolest thing up here. Supposedly, the temperature of these rocks is what causes this. I think we're gonna set up camp right down in here where we're a little bit out of the wind. And we're gonna wait for this sun to pop out. Nah. Gotta be careful on this ice though. Like I said, this stuff is rock hard. Oh, this is cool. This is as close to Antarctica as I'm gonna get. She's making her way across the blue ice because we found this nice little rock to sit on right here.
Whoa.
Yeah, be careful.
Whoa.
Actually, we moved spots. We're gonna sit over here on this rock now because we've got a view of the lake from over here. And this is a disaster waiting to happen right here. Any second, that cup is gonna slide off and soak my backpack. Get a nice little pano shot for you guys as my hands are completely frozen. But that's the price you gotta pay if you wanna eat your cheesy smiles and cinnamon chip churro strips up here in the winter. And we boiled up some tea too, which cooled off in like 5 minutes and then was like iced tea. And I hate to say it, but I think the blue color pops out even more when it's overcast. Seems like when it's bright, it kind of washes it out a little bit, which was the opposite of what I thought was going to happen. We're going to take it down this way and loop it back over to the trail. Hey, it wouldn't be so bad up here if it wasn't freezing cold and windy. Yeah, there's something with these rocks that I think caused the blue color. That's crazy looking though. Yeah, look at that, how it's all chunked up. Yeah, this is crazy through here. Blows my mind every time. I am seriously walking like a penguin right now. Big time. I don't like the sound of that. When it makes that hollow cracking sound. Not good. See, it's like only around the rocks is where it's blue. It doesn't look like the main part of the lake out there is that color. That looks clear. Looks all chunky down there. All right, guys, that wind has started to pick up again, and we are freezing our butts off. So it's time to go. It's time to head on back. All right, let's do it. Let's take it on back. And this should be a cakewalk on the way back. We've just got that little tiny uphill section to knock out, which is never as bad as what you think it's going to be. All right, we're knocking out this tiny little uphill section, and then after that it's going to be all downhill. And we're coming around the corner up here, And we should be out of the wind. And I believe that's looking down onto Nymph Lake and Bear Lake. And it looks like the sun is going away once again. But we really can't complain. We had the sun for quite a while up there. Better than I'd hoped for. And just like yesterday, we're starting to see a lot more people coming up the trail now. And this is such an amazing shot. That tall peak out there is Long's Peak. Tallest mountain in Rocky Mountain National Park and in all of northern Colorado. That is the king. All right, and we're back. Bear Lake Trailhead. It's just now about 11:05. So we've been out here hiking for a total of 2 hours and 35 minutes. And I'm thinking that's about 2 miles in each direction. It's a little shorter than the posted length because we cut a little distance off going straight over Chaos Creek. But that's a great winter hike. I highly recommend it. All right, Lake Haiyaha. Boom, got it. Haha. Well, we hope you enjoyed that hike. And until the next one, y'all, peace.